For number 8, it says identify the domain and the range from the table of values. So this is very similar to the previous problem, number 6. X's are your domains. So I'm just putting this column in order from least to greatest. So -5, 1, 6, 8. So that would match up to A. And then the Y column is your range. And again, that's from least to greatest. So -3, 1, 6, 7. So that again matches up right there with option A. For number 9, I would just pick one of the graphs and graph this on there. So Y equals -4. This is Y. This is -4 on the Y-axis. So I need a graph that matches this graph. So it has to be C, and we double check, and that is at -4. So C. In number 10, I would label my 2 points. And on the front of either test that you are given, multiple choice or open response, you'll be giving some formulas. And so I would go ahead and write down your formula for slope, which looks like this. And then I would just go ahead and plug in all your numbers. So for Y2, we have 4, and that goes to Y1, which is 0. And then X2 is -4, and that goes to X1, which is 0. So if I subtract, I get 4 over -4, and that reduces to -1. So my slope is A, -1. In number 11, I went ahead and just gave you a graph to help you understand what this would look like on a graph. So in number 11, which equation represents a translation of 2 units to the right of this equation? Well, since there's no numbers in this equation, this means that you begin at 0. Okay? So now if I take from here and I go 2 to the right, I land on +2. Okay? Now to make the V shape, you're just going to go up 1, right 1 a couple times, and then up 1, left 1 a couple times. So this is our absolute value equation, or graph, but I want to know what this is over here. And so since I'm at +2 right here, in the equation it's the opposite, it's a -2. So here I have 2 different -2's. I have to pick A because it has to be inside of the absolute value. On this one, this is on the outside of the absolute value, so that doesn't work. It has to be on the inside. For number 12, I would go ahead and graph this one as well. So I would start at that B, -3, right there. And then it says that you need to go up 5 over 2, which lands here. So in this case, it happened to be A as my answer. But if it wasn't, I would go ahead and graph it anyway, and then I would match it up to whatever graph it matches to. Okay, for 13, you need to find 3 pieces of information. So to write the inequality of the graph, you need to find M, B, and then you need to decide which inequality you're going to be using. So let's start with slope. From here to here, I need to go down, -4, and I run +3. My slope is where does the line cross the y-axis, and that would be at 5. Then I have a dashed line. So that means that I can get rid of these options. If I have the solid line, I would have had that line there. But since I don't, it's dashed, I get rid of them. And then I check to see, did I shade above or did I shade below? I shaded above. Above is greater. So this is my option. So I would have y is greater. So now I'm looking at B or D. -4/3 x plus 5. So it has to be D. Okay. Number 14, I'm finding two pieces of information, M and B. So first, from here to here, I need to find rise over run. So 4 over 3. And then where does the line cross the y-axis? It crosses there at -4. Okay, so really if I look at all my options, the only one that ends in a -4 is letter B. And then that should have to match the 4/3, which I already found. So B is my solution.